The wind howled through the trees as five friends stood before an abandoned mansion, unaware of the terrifying truth that awaited them inside. The town's eerie whispers had always spoken of the house's dark past, but to them, it was just another story. That was, until they stepped through the rotting door and felt an unsettling chill. What began as a dare soon spiraled into a nightmare. A nightmare where they weren't just exploring a haunted house, but uncovering an ancient, malevolent force that had been waiting for them. When the walls begin to whisper and the mirrors don't reflect what they should, there's no turning back. But the real terror? It's not what's inside the mansion. It's what's waiting for them in the shadows. Will they escape, or will the house claim them as its next victims? It was a dark, quiet night in a small, seemingly peaceful town nestled deep in the woods. An ancient mansion stood at the heart of the village, its decaying walls casting long shadows. For years, no one dared to live there, ever since the mysterious disappearance of the last family. Rumors of strange noises, ghostly figures, and whispered voices surrounded the house. But for five friends, Claire, Adam, Rachel, Ethan, and Marcus, these were just stories meant to scare children. Laughing off the villagers' warnings, the group stood at the mansion's gates, eager to explore. As they stepped through, a chill ran down their spines. The house seemed to be watching them. They entered, the musty smell of old wood filling the air. Shattered chandeliers hung above them, and the furniture was covered in dust. The floorboards creaked beneath their feet as they ventured deeper. Adam found a hidden door in a dark corner, almost entirely concealed by vines and dust. He opened it to reveal a narrow staircase leading into the basement. Without hesitation, they descended. The air was thick, suffocating, and strange whispers seemed to echo from the walls. It felt as though something, or someone, was watching them. At the bottom, they found a small room, the only item inside a cracked mirror on the wall. Rachel stepped closer to it, her reflection flickering, then smiling back at her. But she hadn't smiled. "Did you see that?" she whispered. The others crowded around her, but the reflection was normal again. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from above, followed by footsteps. "Did you hear that?" Ethan whispered, his face pale. No one had entered the house with them. Adam, eager to investigate, rushed up the stairs. He stopped abruptly at the top, his face drained of color. "Guys, you need to see this." His voice trembled. The others rushed to join him. When they reached the top, their breath caught. The front door, which they had left wide open, was now shut tight. Worse, standing in the doorway was a figure. The figure was pale, gaunt, with hollow eyes. It moved, but no sound escaped its lips. The figure stepped forward, its hand cold as ice. Who are you?" Claire asked, voice shaky. The figure reached out but didn't respond. "Run!" Adam shouted, turning to flee. As he did, the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. Panic set in. The whispers from the walls grew louder, filling their ears. The mirrors seemed to warp and twist, trapping them in an endless cycle of terror. Marcus tried to break a window, but it wouldn't budge. The house was alive, feeding on their fear. The figure's footsteps grew louder, echoing through the halls. "Look at the mirror!" Claire screamed. The reflection wasn't their own. It was the figure, standing right behind them, smiling with twisted malice. But when they turned around, it was gone. "How do we get out?" Rachel asked, her voice barely a whisper. The whispers crescendoed. They had uncovered the mansion's secret. a spirit waiting for them, drawing them in with its malevolent presence. The walls seemed to close in. Suddenly, Claire felt a cold hand on her shoulder. She turned to face the figure once more. This time, its eyes weren't hollow. They were filled with malice. And it spoke. "Welcome home," it whispered. And just like that, the door to the mansion slammed shut, sealing their fate.